one.
Okay, I'm back. I hope that the audio's better this time. In fact, I'm gonna do a little test run. Make sure everyone can get a.
Making room and making plans. Moving up
and ever more urgent. Priyanka Gupta for Inside Story.
Well, let's take a closer look at how the desert locust can turn into a plague. It's a type of grasshopper.
Predicted in the coming weeks.
All right. As I said,
that is really new.
And thank you to those that was in the stream earlier that told me that the audio was bad, because I wouldn't have known, you know. I mean, I could hear that it was low, but either way, thank you for letting me know. But as I said, this stream was supposed to be about locusts, because I want to get out the information that you don't need dry weather in order for locusts to breed, okay? But like I said, instead of actually hearing my voice over and over, let's hear this gentleman. Well, no, he's not even the one that says it, but in fact, I'm gonna let y'all see it for yourself.
Huge numbers and the quantity of food that they
Yo, okay, hold on, give me a second. Landfill, why is that up? What's that about? No, don't want that. Okay.
Locusts are eating, we think that it will create a further deterioration of the food security situation.
Climate experts say an unusual bout of heavy rain in the region and a powerful cyclone in Somalia last year are some of the reasons behind the outbreak.
One more time.
And with more rain predicted.
One more time.
Climate experts say an unusual bout of heavy rain in the region and a powerful cyclone in Somalia last year are some of the reasons behind the outbreak. And with
a powerful cyclone and with rain in the region. So whoever told you that locusts only breed in dirt in desert climate and the guy, that's what the guy said. The guy said they only breed on vegetation. He said they may have got a little bit of water out of the vegetation they eat. Okay. Okay. One more time.
The locusts are eating, we think that it will create a further deterioration of the food security situation.
Climate experts say an unusual bout of heavy rain in the region and a powerful cyclone in Somalia last year are some of the reasons behind the outbreak. And with more rain predicted in the coming weeks, things are expected to get worse.
Okay, with more rain coming in the region, things are expected to get a lot worse. Now, whoever told the gentleman, I think his name was Twisted Sense, I'm not too sure, I think it was, but whoever told him that you need desert or dirt to breed locusts, they were mistaken. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna play it back again one more time. This is the third time, and then I'm gonna go in for a second opinion.
Of heavy rain in the region and a powerful cyclone in Somalia last year are some of the reasons behind the outbreak.
The locusts are eating, we think that it will create a further deterioration of the food security situation.
Climate experts say an unusual bout of heavy rain in the region and a powerful cyclone in Somalia last year are some of the reasons behind the outbreak. And with more rain predicted in the coming weeks, things are expected to get worse.
The weather conditions prevail, and this breeding you're seeing here continues all along northern Somalia, northern Ethiopia. Then you'll end up having nearly 500 times the populations that we've already witnessed invading Kenya and parts of southern Ethiopia.
Okay.
Desert
Okay. Okay, and they're desert locusts. They need water and rain to thrive, okay? All right, now, hopefully everybody gets that and understands. Now, I want to go in for a second opinion, just in case somebody says, well, they may not be accurate. Give me a second, please. Come on.
Only his name.
I created Hint Water to make water taste better. We started in one grocery store. Now we're online and everywhere. And we couldn't have done it without NetSuite.
Is now fueling them. It has almost become a desperate battle.
And it is practically impossible or mockery to intelligence of humankind.
Across large parts of East Africa, and it's the worst outbreak some countries there have seen in 70 years. Now, here are some of the countries that are most affected by those locusts. Somalia, Ethiopia, and Kenya are the worst affected, and Uganda is bracing for an invasion too.
In China,
by citizens,
as you see on the screen,
food as
I don't know why it keeps popping up.
With Kenya. Researchers say they pose an unprecedented threat to food security in some of the world's most vulnerable countries.
They eat and destroy everything on their way. One swarm measured 60 kilometers long and 40 kilometers wide. Hundreds of thousands of acres of crops destroyed.
Remove.
People fight back with whatever means they have.
We are more than 200 herders here, and we all depend on this
What up, Danny?
grazing.
Donnie,
Now
can you hear good, bro? Can you hear this good? I hope so. I hope this time, because now I got a speaker. It's right next to the camera, so hopefully you can hear this a little bit better this time. All right. I hope you was in here for the last few minutes. The last clip I just showed was about them saying how the water placement in the region has helped this swarm increase in size. So this is another article, I believe, that is going to say the same thing. Just so people know that I'm not giving out misinformation, and I'm not assuming. This is not an assumption at this point. This is the hand of God being placed upon the planet, and we are now experiencing judgment. Look at how the sun is shining on that man. Okay? Look at his forehead. And just remember, when we was little, it wasn't shining as bright. Okay? It wasn't shining as bright. And there's scientists that can tell you that too. All right? So we're going into a solar, I think we came out of a solar minimum and we're going into a solar maximum. And those are, somebody told me, they said, this ain't nothing to worry about. Everything happens in cycles. They said everything happens in cycles, as if I didn't know the weather happens in cycles, as if I didn't know the planet's rotation is in cycles, as if I didn't know that the sun has a cycle. Okay, well, that's the cycle of the earth. I mean the sun. That's a solar cycle. There's a grand minimum when the sun cools down, and there's a solar maximum when the sun heats up. Okay? So these are actual scientific terms that can actually be placed side by side with biblical scripture. That's where I'm at with my streams. That's where I'm at with my belief. And to see the judgments of God befalling the planet, I think that it may not be time to panic, because you can't run from the hand of God, but you better turn to the hand of God and ask him for forgiveness and ask him to be merciful upon you. That's all you can do at this point. And you better try to start living according to God's sight. Because for some reason, you know, I was watching George Carlin the other day, and George Carlin was talking about, yeah, there's people that believe that there's an invisible magic man in the clouds, and he's just looking and watching all the time. And the way he made it seem, and the way I seen him on the stage, I was like, wow, somebody really believes, like in Super Mario, that little turtle that's in the cloud that's throwing out the turtle shells or whatever. They believe that God's like that. They believe that he's just like on top of a cloud, and he's just like looking down like, oh no, you shouldn't do that. And I don't think it's like that. I think that God is more so like that parent that lets you keep on messing up until you like, you're like on the verge of burning down the house or breaking your arm or your leg, and you done caused so much mischievous mess. He's like, okay, now I'm going to save you before you break your arm, but I'm going to mess you up for messing up this house. I'm not going to break your arm, but I'm going to mess you up. And see, you know what people are saying behind that? Because I had a conversation with the atheist about this, and the atheist was sitting there telling me, well then, what kind of God is that? I don't want that to be my God, because at the end, ultimately, we die. I said, no, you die from you not... See, life is a gift, and if you don't appreciate your gift, then you haven't learned your lesson, because your lesson is to appreciate everything that's around you. So if you appreciate your life, you're not going to be sitting there saying, well, let that person do what they want, because you know eventually somewhere down the line it's going to affect your life. Okay? That's like these people that say, yo, you can't restrict people from being who they want to be. As long as it doesn't affect you, you shouldn't have nothing to say about it. Right there, you became brainwashed because it's affecting you to the point of a social mindset. If you don't like it, you should be able to say you don't like it. But since the social people around you are telling you that you have to like it, and it's a hate crime if you don't like it, now you're placed in the same bubble, you see? So now it's affecting your life just on a social mindset, okay? You don't even know what it's doing down to the physical or the spiritual, okay? You have to rewire your thinking. You have to start changing the way you do things and speaking and speech and habits, okay? So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. All this artificial things, all these things that are artificial need to... Oh my gosh, look at this. What? Hey, I know you miss me when you put up consecutive back-to-back comments. I missed you too, Evil. I hope you had a good New Year. ZZZ to you. Anyway, yeah, Evil's always. Anyway, oh yeah, wow, really, Evil? You want a microchip? Well, fly your sweet little self down to Sweden. They have a whole bunch of people getting chips, okay? At least now you know what the microchip is, because before you possibly thought that it was a tattoo. You may have thought that the mark of the beast 666 was going to be a tattoo where you would have to buy stuff, right? But due to me and you coming to my streams, you realize that the digital currency is actually real, and that they're going to try to implement it onto the microchip. In fact, that's how they're paying with currency in Sweden, and I believe they possibly may have it in China. I remember China turned into a cashless society at or some regions of China turned into a cashless society. No, my dear. No, my dear. I'm not living in fear. I'm letting everyone know that the locusts are here. The locusts are here. There's a viral infection upon the planet where people are being quarantined, and there are rogue wildfires. The planet is burning. Okay? Planet's burning, sky's falling, locusts are on a swarm. Get right with God. That's what I'm at. That's where I'm at. So you keep pumping Trump 2020, okay? And hopefully we even get the vote for Trump, because the way everything's popping off, you don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. Do you think them people in China woke up and knew that they was going to be in quarantine the next day? Yeah, maybe by warning. They said, yeah, January 23rd, we're going to quarantine Wuhan, from Wuhan to wherever. But they wasn't expecting that. You know what they said? They was like, we're going to go on a cruise ship, okay? They said, we're going to go on vacations, okay? They was like, we're going to spread out and we're going to go to as many places as we want. Then, even if you want to say, well, no, the Chinese citizen knew. The Chinese person knew that they was going to be quarantined. What are you talking about? Well, then I'll reach, because I know some people will say, well, you're reaching. Well, I'm going to let you know right now, I'm going to reach far, and I'm going to say, what about them Americans that went out there to visit China? Huh? What about them? What about the Canadians that went out there to visit China? There's even Iranians coming back with this viral infection, okay? So when these people went out there, do you think they was sitting there saying, yo, I'm not going to make it home, I'm going to be in the quarantine, I may get a viral infection? Huh? Is this what they were saying? Get right with God. Tomorrow's not certain. You don't know what can happen on both ends. I'm saying this. You're typing whatever you're typing. I'm saying this. So I know this. I'm trying to get it through to you. Nothing's for certain. China. This is the home of the PlayStation. This is a home. That's the home of a lot of electronic devices. Oh man, I should show you the ports. The ports. Okay, due to the quarantine and due to the shutdown, they don't have people working on the ports. So there's boats just sitting in the water, just sitting. And there's nobody on the boats because they're in fear of getting the contagion. Okay? So I'm not living in fear. I'm letting you know that God's judgment is upon the planet for greed and hatred. Racism is hatred. Some people may not like the way this guy looks on the screen. Some people may be racist towards him. But that seed that you have in your heart, that little bit of hate, will have to be removed from the planet. Now, I'm not saying that you can't change, but where did that drop of hate come from? And if there was a large drop, like there's some people that really, really hate the way this man looks. So, those people will have to be removed from the planet. There's nothing that this man did. There's nothing that there's no harm he brought to his environment, as green as it looks behind him. Okay, he's not in control of the locust swarm. He didn't create thermonuclear devices. He didn't do none of that, okay? But somebody look at him and say, he looks sneaky. He looks like he sells drugs, or he looks like he steps on people's shoes, or he looks like he robs people. You see? That thought right there will have to be removed from the planet. There's no more energy for that, okay? Fire is a cleansing agent. And as the sun brightens, and as we loom closer to thermonuclear devices being used, we do know at some point that this planet will be reset. Okay? And if anyone's seen Godzilla, King of Monsters, the anthropologist or whatever that chick was, she said that radiation will reset the planet. You can look, hey, go on to my page on YouTube. Go back to my stream. I believe it was villains are the new good guys, or good guys are the new villains, or something like that. And I played the clip. I'll try to get to it maybe, but you know what? You could also look it up too. She said radiation will reset the planet, but after that, things will grow back because that's the balance of nature. Do you know that there's animals and creatures that live deep beneath the soil that eradicate and destroy? There's a fungus that eradicates and destroys radiation. So we don't have all that fungus and stuff around us right now, but once all them devices are used, fire is the ultimate cleansing agent. Once all that stuff is used, nature's gonna flourish. The fungus is gonna come out, okay? The trees are gonna grow. And in a lot of cases, I hear that radiation helps things grow to enormous, okay? But we don't have radiation because radiation supposedly kills us. But the weird part is that there's small traces of radiation being released through your Wi-Fi router, okay? And they said that the radiation is just going to increase once they release 5G. So radiation is actually beneficial to nature. A cleansing agent. The only time we're supposed to see radiation is in a suit. We're supposed to be in a lead suit, okay? Just to let you know. So that's where we're at. And I'm not living in fear. I'm just trying to spread information and let you know judgment is upon the earth. Yeah. Yeah, a gland metal. You're so right, because I think that humans are the ones that's kind of causing this reset, right? You got to really look at it. I don't know. Wow. No, I don't hate whites and gays. But believe me, I'm a black fellow, and I don't hate white people. I don't think any black person really ever hated a white person. Even through the riots, you never seen no black person try to assassinate a white person. Now, recently you seen that in Dallas, where there was a black guy that started shooting out with the cops. And then there was another one that was before that. I think he was in Colorado. But those are like sporadic. You see, I can name like two, where it's like there's constantly some white person going crazy and a helicopter shooting up the whole Vegas Strip. You see? So, or shooting up a school. And that's not to be racist. You understand? That's the way I see history. That's the way they report history. They report history as black people used to be slaves, and we could constantly sick German shepherds on them, and we could shoot them, and we're not going to have nothing happen to us except for them protesting saying Black Lives Matter. See? Black people aren't trying to build pipe bombs or trying to fly planes into buildings or nothing like that. Black people are saying, why are you doing this to us? So I don't hate white people. I really don't. I don't have no. In fact, my fiance's white. Ha ha. Ha ha. You didn't know about that one, did you? Oh, wait. Yeah, I remember somebody said that she possibly left. Yeah, she did. She left me a while ago because she said, you know what? You're too crazy. But she is white. So I don't know what credence that holds. But, yeah, I'm not racist. And I don't have hate towards white gays. I just don't see the reason in falling in love with someone that you're possibly abusing. Because in the act of intercourse, you're looking to reproduce. Either that or you're doing it off of pleasure. Whereas if you're doing it in an artificial lifestyle, or the lifestyle, you're doing it to like damage the person, because that causes tears in the anal region, and that's a more harmful way of intercourse. So, and not to mention, there's no benefit to it at the end. This is just, I love you. You see what I mean? Like, so I don't hate gays and I don't hate whites. I'm sorry. Oh man, Serrator. Wow. Hey yo, you know your name came across the screen like a Warriors title to me? It was like Serrator. I was like, oh wow, here he is. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, the locusts are on the planet. They're swarming from Africa to South Asia. Okay? There's frogs that have invaded China. There's a viral infection upon the planet that is causing quarantines in several different regions. There are earthquakes going on, and the wildfires are spreading from California to the Amazon to Australia. Am I living in fear? Huh? Am I living in fear? Hey, Serrator. What'd you say? Serrator is a convicted toddler tinkler. Oh, okay. 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 Oh, yeah, of course you would say that. Hey, you know what? Oh, okay. I'm glad you did, sir. I'm glad you did. If you think that this is BS, watch the BS I'm showing you now. See, this is the type of stuff that I have to come up here for. Because now you're like, oh, he's spewing BS. He's spewing misinformation or assumptions. Meanwhile, these are government-funded news segments, okay? And they're verified by YouTube. So if they're verified by YouTube, YouTube would pull this stuff down. So if I'm living in fear, or if I'm giving out BS, why is this still up? Why would I even be here? Why am I taking out the time of my day? And why are you here to let me know that this is BS? As I said, none of these things can be stopped. Hold on. In fact, I want you to see. Hold on. Just in case you're like, oh, this guy's making up God again. Once upon a time, he for some reason he believes in a God. That's what people are saying. Hold on. Oh, okay. I know what to do. I got this. This is crazy.
Only his name is Moses. Moses Longwane.
Yeah.
But he says, like his...
Yeah. Oh, that's another... That was my question yesterday. How come all these spiritual gurus and people that want to be like, I guess spiritual leaders and world teachers, why do they always come back and claim to be the Christ? I mean, maybe overseas they may claim to be the Muhammad or the Mahdi, but you never really hear about them. Maybe it's because it's American propaganda or whatever you want to call it, but for the most part, every time I see these people in Colombia or Argentina or in some third world country, when they claim to be somebody, they claim to be the Christ, right? The Christ, not Muhammad, not Buddha. I'm the third Buddha. And it, like I said, they're possibly out there. I can't fully say that they're not, but from the ones that I'm constantly seeing, you can say, oh, well, it's your perception. But What's these people's perception that they're coming out like that? Now this documentary came out in 2016. Return of the Plagues, right? Locust. Okay, hold on.
Spectrum Internet delivers. Based on the latest FCC broadband report measuring Broadband America, Spectrum is the top performing internet provider, delivering more speed more consistently, which means
Egypt, 1500 BC. The Pharaoh was building a new...
All right. The name of this channel is Free Documentary. Free Documentary is verified by YouTube. It's got the YouTube check, verified. See? It's popping up right there on your screen. Then you look up this. Look, 2016 this came out, okay? It says Return of the Plagues. Locust, okay? Hold on. Because we're having this happen right now on the planet. We're having this happen right now.
The Bible called them plagues. Today we call them natural disasters.
Yep, that's what y'all call them.
One and the same. And the biblical plagues are coming back.
The biblical plagues are coming back. Okay. Now, like I said, when you get a chance, when you have the time, I want you to do your own research and look into this. But locusts are biblical plagues. I didn't make this documentary. I don't know the person that made this documentary. And just as you heard him say, we know that locusts are biblical plagues. So now we have an outbreak of locusts. We have an outbreak of a viral disease popping up in China that's now spreading globally. Okay. We have the wildfires that's popping up that happened in California, the Amazon, and Australia. And we have in the Bible, at some point, earthquakes become a plague. It become an outbreak of earthquakes. Okay, so earthquakes are starting to be a lot of tectonic and volcanic activity due to the sun increasing heat upon the planet. Okay, so those are four problems that we have. Now, you could say, you're living in fear. Get this, you're living in fear. Hold on. If I'm living in fear, hold on, please. This is why I do this. Hold on. No. Right there. Top one. No. That was too easy. That's too easy. Smithsonian. Hold on. Smithsonian Channel. Okay. 1 year ago, Stephen Hawking, he was, if you don't know who Stephen Hawking was, just leave my stream. Okay? Just leave my stream. I don't even want to hear you. Don't even talk to me no more. Don't come back to my stream. I'm glad you didn't sub. Go away. Okay? You don't know who Stephen Hawking was. Stephen Hawking was I don't want to call him a genius, but he was pretty much like a icon. In fact, look right there, it says it, iconic physicist. Okay, an iconic physicist. They used to go to this guy about mostly all the questions they possibly could before he died. Okay, look. Now you're saying, oh, you broke black guy in your house with a PlayStation camera, you're living in fear, you're preaching hate. Okay, but this guy that's in a $1 million wheelchair, right? He has not one but two videos telling you we better get off the planet. Okay, why? Why should we leave? Let me find out.
Right hitting the Earth. It could be a new virus.
And other scientists believe that to secure the future of the human species, we must. Professor Stephen Hawking and other scientists believe that to secure the future of the human species, we must colonize another planet.
To stay, risks annihilation. It could be an asteroid hitting the Earth.
Could be an asteroid.
It could be a new virus.
Could be a new virus, climate change, nuclear war, artificial intelligence going rogue.
We can and must use our curiosity and intelligence to look at the stars.
Oh, no you don't. No you don't.
We must now, before humanity is overtaken by some disaster that we can neither anticipate nor control.
Okay, neither that we can anticipate or control. Now hold on, one more time. One more time.
To stay, risks and
to secure the future of the human species.
It could be an asteroid hitting the Earth.
There's talks right now that there's an asteroid called Apophis that could possibly hit us in 2036. Okay, hold on. A virus. We already know what virus is spreading around. Okay. Hold on. Climate change. He said climate change. That's what they're saying that these locusts are coming from. And if the locusts eat up most of the plant or the vegetation, that's going to lead to famine, starvation, hunger. So living in fear? Living in fear? Okay, hold on. Let's keep going.
It could be a new virus. Climate change, nuclear war.
Climate change or nuclear war. Wait, he's living in fear. Somebody need to go speak to that man in the wheelchair. Somebody need to go talk to the man in the wheelchair. Look, he looks like he's melting. It looks like he's melting, okay? Somebody needs to go talk to him and get him out of his slumber. Oh, wait, he passed away supposedly, right?
Intelligence gone rogue. We can and must use our curiosity and intelligence to look at the stars.
Okay. He's telling us to get off the planet because there could be a new virus or there could be climate change. Okay. Now let's go to another mega mind. Okay. You remember that movie Megamind? Let's go to another Megamind. Okay. 3 years ago.
Through his foundation, Bill Gates has helped to fight AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. Well, today at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, he announced that his project called CEPI, or the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations, has $460 million. He sat down with CBS News to talk about how that money will go to preparing for the next great epidemic.
The idea
work's going good, Evil. How's your work going? Why you care about how my work's going?
That could let us develop in less than a year a novel vaccine called DNA RNA vaccines, and so we'll fund a few projects to build.
This isn't the actual interview, but he held the interview. Excuse me. He held an interview where he was talking about if we have a next viral or pandemic, we may not be prepared. So we should start preparing now. I'm going to try to find it. But as you see, the name of this is called Bill Gates on the next great epidemic. Okay? So this was already talked about. World Economic Forums. We don't have to say, well, where's your source? Or is he verified? Okay. If that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do. If you choose to keep typing at this point in time, you can. I usually like reading the comments and speaking to y'all and commenting back. But if I'm doing this, it's kind of hard to do, okay? But we're in some serious times. So if you want to sit there and keep on playing with whatever you want to play with, that's up to you. He says, build a tiny rocket and send your kid to space. Hey, you know what? But who's crazy? Who's insane? Because not only have we just seen an iconic physicist, but we see one of our top rich people saying this. You must not know about the bunkers, huh? You must not know about the bunkers. I think you're crazy. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think you're crazy because you didn't know about the bunkers. Hold on. You can't prove faith with facts. That's an oxymoron. No. The facts help you build faith because the facts are starting to come out to be what prophecy is. So with your faith, you're hoping the prophecy's true. Once the facts come out that the prophecy has enacted, that's what builds your faith. That's not an oxymoron, okay? Someone needs to get those kids away from him. Why? I have not harmed kids, and I have not said anything about harming your kids or mine. I'm telling you that we better get right with God. That's it. I didn't say sacrifice no pigs or no sheep, no goats. Racist and living in fear. Hey, evil. I think you're racist and living in fear. I have no reason to live in fear at this point in time. Forced sterilization. Oh, well, yeah, that's what they were saying. That's the meaning of the vaccinations. In fact, this same man was promoting, he was saying that we had too high of a population. And he said due to Planned Parenting and vaccinations, within the next decade, we could see the population decreasing. And he was saying this at a TED Talk. So if anyone knows, if you don't know what TED Talk is, get off my page. Just go. Get away. Get away. Get away. Get away. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I am done. Really. If you don't know what TED Talk is, just go. Okay? Good grief. Check the facts. Faith. No, check the fact. Faith. What? Okay. Blind faith. Blind faith is when you're walking in pitch darkness. You don't know what's going on, and you're like, I know God's gonna pull me out. That's blind faith. But the Bible also says, study to show thyself approved. It also says, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. So you're supposed to be wise. You're not supposed to be walking around here with your head in your ass. Okay? Just saying. All right? And if I'm cuckoo, you're cuckoo too, boo-boo. Okay? If I'm cuckoo, you're cuckoo too, boo-boo. Okay? Just to let you know. Because this is actually happening. I can pull up the TED Talk. Let's finish watching this. Because like I said, this was 3 years ago, right? He was talking about an epidemic coming that we may not be prepared for. And guess what? There's a viral infection on the planet. Let's check it out.
Specific vaccines, but not only will we get that, we'll prove out that these platforms can work, we'll understand the regulatory issues, and it gives us a chance of being able to respond in time when the next epidemic hits. We're in the same situation we were in before, where it takes years to build a new vaccine. But the scientific idea of these new platforms could radically change that. So that
he just said it takes years to build a vaccine. Now, if, like I just told you, war is big money for the politicians. You know why that is? Because so many people get injured. So many people get injured and they got to go to hospitals, and then they got to pay for medical expenses and stuff like that. So how much more a pandemic where they know that they're reducing the population so it could be more maintainable. It's almost like cutting the grass. You're cutting the grass with a garbage lawnmower. It's not cutting all the grass blades, but it's doing something. You see what I mean? That's what happened. That's why they're testing it out in China, because the people are dying, but they also need medical attention. And once they come out with this vaccine that is going to take years to build, supposedly. Now, mind you, this interview happened 3 years ago. So you don't know if they came up with the idea for the virus. You don't even know if they made the vaccination already. The vaccine could be like something simple. See? But check it out. Because, all right, there's a movie on YouTube called The Flu. And the flu took place in China. And the plot of the movie was everybody was getting this crazy flu, and it was being passed airborne, person to person. But there was a little girl in the movie that no, there was a little boy. The boy that it was like I don't know. Somebody came in here yesterday and they told me that they seen the movie Outbreak. Well, the flu was like the movie The Outbreak. The guy that was walking around spreading the contagion was actually the vaccination, because he had it, but he didn't die, and he was just like coughing and spreading it on people. So those people would die because they wasn't immune to it. Whereas since it was festering in his body, he was immune to it. So they had to take his blood because he had the antigens, and they gave it to this little girl, and she came back. She became healthy again. So we don't know how this viral disease is going to work. We don't know. They're still learning it in medical labs right now. Okay, so we don't know how bad this thing is going to spread. They're saying it's an epidemic. Hold on. No, you do it. You go on YouTube and type in World Health Organization. WHO. Its acronym is WHO. WHO. World Health Organization. And you look and see what they're saying about this thing. They're saying that they had a window of time to isolate it and keep it in China, and that window may be closing. I'll let you know right now, I think it's already done closed. we got people that went over to China that they brought back here in LA, in New York. There's people in Iran. I believe they're in Pakistan. No, that's the locust. Okay? Either way, this thing is spreading. Okay? This is getting crazy. I don't know if there was a scientist yet that said, hey, why don't we try taking the blood from the people that actually had it and survived and giving it to the people that don't? And, you know, what if they're different blood types? There's so many people out there catching this, supposedly. I'm pretty sure you can find a match, okay? Okay, so that's where you know that this is kind of planned, all right? We already know what course we're on, and that's why the guy in the wheelchair was saying it may be a new virus, it may be climate change, it may be nuclear war, it may be so many ways, all right? He was like, we got to get off the planet. So now, you tell me who's living in fear. Are you living in fear? Huh? You let me know. Because Bill Gates over here is telling you that there may be an unknown disease coming. Stephen Hawking, the wasn't walking, but he was talking about moving from the planet. So, where am I crazy? Where am I cuckoo? You let me know, please. You let me know where I'm cuckoo, boo-boo. Okay? Okay. Now, back to business. Okay? You need to get right with God. These are not the times to be playing with. That's where we're at with this. Okay? I don't know if anybody's still sitting there. And this guy, don't take any vaccinations. Don't take any vaccinations, okay? I know that sounds crazy. I know you're sitting there like, that's where you're cuckoo. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Because now look, I showed you that he knows that there's going to be a pandemic. He knows Bill Gates on fighting Bill Gates on fighting unknown diseases, right? Okay, hold on. This is all on YouTube. Hold on. This ain't no game. Maybe you think it's a game. Hold on.
Well, good morning and welcome to the second day of the Global Vaccine Summit. Last night we had a great celebration of all the progress we've made in the global effort. We
Hold on, no, this ain't it. This ain't it.
To achieving the goal of universal coverage.
Okay. I may have put it in too harsh. Hold on. I may have to get that another time for y'all. I could probably put in TED Talk, but usually them TED Talks last pretty long. Oh, okay, here.
When I was a kid, the disaster we worried about most was a nuclear war. That's why we had a barrel like this down in our basement filled with cans of food and water. When the nuclear attack came, we were supposed to go downstairs, hunker down, and eat out of that barrel. Today, the greatest risk...
How many people have a barrel like that?
Doesn't look like this.
No. How many people like that? How many people have a barrel like that? Just in case there's a war or a nuclear war. And the way it looks, the government was giving that out at some point. As you see, it says Office of Civil Defense, Department of Defense. So you would get those two rations, and they would that's your rations, and you would have to make do. Now, I wonder if they give it to you now.
And eat out of that barrel. Today, the greatest risk of global catastrophe doesn't look like this. Instead, it looks like this.
Okay. Now, if you go on your TV, anytime you search up and look up the coronavirus, it looks like this. Now, look, it says right there, influenza virus. Influenza virus. Please do your research and check it out for yourself. Okay? This isn't a lie. This isn't made up stuff. This is reality happening to you right now as you watch. Okay? This is a 3D model of swine flu, H1N1. Okay?
If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus.
Okay. Rather than a war. Okay. So we understand where we're at today. All right? No one's promised tomorrow. No one knows what can happen. Okay? That's where we're at. This is one of our top rich, smart people. Okay? The head of Microsoft, the billionaire, the $1 million man, Bill Gates. Okay? Hold on, one more time. For those that may not have heard, okay? He used to worry about nuclear.
What we worried about most was a nuclear war. That's why we had a barrel like this down in our basement filled with cans of food and water. When the nuclear attack came, we were supposed to go downstairs, hunker down, and eat out of that barrel. Today, the greatest risk of global catastrophe doesn't look like this. Instead, it looks like this. If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war. Not missiles, but microbes.
Okay. But then what happens to the missiles, wise man, rich man? What happens at that point? And then what about the rich people that can't get off of the planet? Hold on. Let me show you what they're doing. Because this guy, he's not going to be here like us. Hold on. Hold on. Please, hold on. I got some stuff to show you. I'm gonna go to my fellow YouTuber. He's always putting up stuff. He's like me. In fact, he's a better version. So whenever you get a chance, go and subscribe. Rap the news. Okay. Rap the news. Okay. Hold on. Oh, in fact, there it is. It was right there.
The site of an abandoned nuclear missile silo. Armed security patrol the entrance to a doomsday bunker that's reserved for the wealthy elite. That's reserved for the wealthy elite. That's reserved for the wealthy elite. These 16,000-pound doors lock you inside.
Okay.
Patrol the entrance to a
Okay, wait. For all you that play Grand Theft Auto, that thought that this was a joke, you may have thought that they had a bunker and a facility and all this. You thought, they're just BSing, right? Okay. While we're playing the game, they're actually living it. All right, let's do it.
Nuclear missile silo. Armed security patrol the entrance to a doomsday bunker that's reserved for the wealthy elite. That's reserved for the wealthy elite. That's reserved for the wealthy elite. These 16,000-pound doors lock you inside. We're heading deep below the surface of the Earth. We're heading deep below the surface of the Earth.
Oh, no. Eight evil ways. Eight evil ways. Eight evil ways. Where am I living in fear? Where am I living in fear? Where am I living in fear? Okay? Okay? Okay. Okay? Okay. So, if they're not living in fear, maybe you should go post some flyers or some loose leaf papers with tape on their little steel doors and tell them, living in fear. Living in fear. Okay?
We're heading deep below the surface of the Earth into an underground bunker like no other.
We are more than 100 feet underground right now. You can see that it's certainly not a claustrophobic area.
12 luxurious condos exist here with fire.
They living better than your project. They're living better than your outhouse. They're living better than your living room. Okay? So, you can say whatever you want about me. You can type whatever cuckoo, nut, crazy. You can say all that stuff all you want. I don't know if it was YouTube. I don't know if it was you. But I see the comments have stopped. The comments have stopped. There are no more comments. I didn't stop you. It's not me. You tell me what's going on here, huh? I've been waiting for a comment because, like I said, I love talking to y'all. So I don't have no problem with that. Someone tells me what's going on here. I'm living in fear. I'm cuckoo. Okay? Okay? But you're playing Grand Theft Auto, and they're showing you this. They got a bunker. They got an underground facility. They got this stuff in Rockstar Gaming. You're playing a game, and you're not knowing that this is real. You're saying, nah, this is just a game. What are they doing? They're reserving it for the wealthy elite. For the wealthy elite, okay? So when I show facts like this, some people say, hey, this nigga trying to sound like a bootleg Young Pharaoh. Fuck, yeah. Okay, I'll go with that one. I'll take that. You know why? You know why? Because this is real. This is real. And just like he shows you real stuff, I'm going to show you real stuff too. Okay, so I ain't got no problem with it. Yeah, I'm not showing you. In fact, he may show you some other stuff. This is what I'm showing you. I'm showing you that this is right around the corner. He'll show you some documentary about how the Bible's BS and how he doesn't believe in the Bible. That's him. Okay? I'm showing you why I do believe in the Bible, and they know that they should be believing in the Bible too. Hold on, this ain't even done yet. Hold on.
We are more than 100 feet underground right now. You can see that it's certainly not a claustrophobic area.
12 luxurious condos exist here with fireplaces, high-end appliances, jacuzzis, even windows. Yes, windows. High-definition TVs broadcast a live feed of the outside world right into your living room.
And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty...
This is a biblical scripture that's being read in Revelation chapter 6, verse 15 through 17. Okay? And it says, no, in fact, I'm going to let him read it.
Men, and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountain. And the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man,
to your living room.
And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens, and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb.
Okay, all right, that's prophecy. That was prophesied to happen. It says, and then the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, soldiers and warriors, and every bondman, every jailed person, and every free man, hid themselves in caves and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sits on the throne. Hide us from the face of God. Which is nuts. You know why? Because once you die, you're going to see God anyway. That's your creator. That's the maker. So they said, kill us so we don't see him that sits on the throne. All right? This is prophesied to happen. Give me a second. Give me a second. Every time you get on a roll, something gotta mess up. But it's okay, because I'll fix it. Even Einstein was messy, right? That's what they say. They say all geniuses always gotta have something messed up. And that's the thing. I don't want to actually look at myself as, I don't want to refer to myself as no super genius or nothing like that. This is just the stuff that I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing happen. Oh gosh, I may have to actually start this stream all over, because I'm sure nobody wants to hear. I hate this PlayStation room music. And now my app is giving me an issue. But I got more to show. I got more to show. So it's up to you. It's up to you to actually build your connection. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start over. But all right, this stream is gonna end on a note of the locust. Okay? Somebody told me that locusts didn't need water to survive. I had to show that in the beginning. And then somebody else came in and told me that I was living in fear. I want to show. Oh man, hold on. Give me a second, please. Please give me a second. Okay. Fuck that. Fuck that. Come on. You fucking kidding? Okay. No. Alright, I gotta go. I'm gonna try to come back. I'm gonna keep this up, but I gotta get this music off. Because with the music, you can't hear. And I don't know why they don't give you this option. But it don't matter. Either way, I'll be back. Give me a second. I'm gonna go check my facts, okay? That's what that last comment says. No, check the facts. Faith, or whatever. I'm going to check my facts. You check yours. I'll be back in a few minutes, please. Thank you for those that actually came and watched my stream. I appreciate you so much. I usually end my streams on with the Lord's Prayer, but I'm not trying to end this stream. It's just I'm having technical difficulties, so I'm gonna try to get back this app so I could shut off this music so you can actually hear. And then I got to reverse the screen so you can actually see what the heck is going on. Okay? So there's a lot of stuff that goes into this channel. All right? Okay. Just give me a few, please.